So today we're going to be making our textured cactus, and as you can see, I have different ways of us on how to color it with whatever supplies we have at home. Some of you might have watercolor, so we can do some look effects like this. Some of you may not. Maybe you just have crayons and markers, so you can make an effect like this. Alright, so this is to show you two different ways on how to make this, and we're going to get started by first drawing it. So the first thing you want is a white piece of paper. Let me get this, ta-da! Okay, and you want your paper to be vertical, not horizontal. You want it up and down, not left and right. You want a tablet, not TV, okay? So make sure it's up and down like this. All right, for starts, I'm gonna obviously use my Sharpie. Woohoo, there it is. We're gonna use my Sharpie so that you guys can see what I draw, but you should always start with a pencil at home. Now, afterwards though, if you have a Sharpie, you really should outline this with either a black marker or a black crayon or something of the sort if you have it at home, okay? All right, so if you do have it, awesome. If you don't, whatever, we'll make it work with what we got, right? Okay, so the first thing we want to do is right here in the middle, we're going to add our little circular cacti shape. I'm going to put it right here next to me. All right, so this shape right here is what we're going to get started with. So here's the middle. I'm going to scoot just slightly to the right, and I'm going to draw a circle like this. Ta-da! Right above it, I'm going to draw another circle. Ta-da! And then I'm going to add this little flower detail. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to add these cactus lines. So the way you want to do that is you kind of want to curve in the direction of the circle. So I'm going to curve this way, curve that way, and then have one straight in the middle. See? Curve this way, curve that way, one straight in the middle. Now it has all these little spikies, right? So we want to have that in our cacti too, or cactus. So I'm going to go like this. You want them in and out. So you want them going in two different directions. So go left and right. Ta-da! So there's the one, and now I'm going to do the next one. And there's my next one. All right, so now I have this one done. I'm going to do this big cactus that's in the back. So what you're going to do is, you see where the flower is? I want you to go up, 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 and then over and down like a roller coaster. I'm going to cut up in front here and curve. I want to even and curve. All right. And then the next thing you want is this other plant that's in the back. So I'm going to curve up. And then I'm going to curve down, and then I'm going to wrap this up right here. Ta-da! Now same thing, we want to add these cactus lines, so I'm just going to curve down, and when it gets in my way of this cactus, I'm just going to stop so I don't draw over it. Curve down, and ta-da! I'm done with that one. Here, same thing, I'm going to curve over, done. Now I got to add the cactus lines. So these ones, they are in a V, so where the V hits the point is in the line here. So watch me. See like this? It's almost like an arrow, and the arrow point goes right on that line. I gotta get smaller with my cacti lines here, my V's. So just go right on that line, all the way up and down all of these lines you made. Up on the top, I'm going to add a couple more, just spiking off. And there you have it. So here I got my other guy, same thing, V's. And there's my cactus. Add one more there. Okay, so now I got to add this other one that kind of looks like an aloe plant. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do big, long leaves. I'm going to curve out and like have a little twist to it. Curve back in, and this one's going to hide behind that leaf there, that cacti. I'm going to connect it there. I'm going to do another one, curve out, in, out, back in. I'm going to add another one off in the distance, turning in like that. Alright, so now we have these cactuses or cacti, and now I got to add this guy. He's different. He doesn't have the lines, but he does have like little V's. So you just add V's for some detail. And ta-da, okay? Next, we want to add some shadow effect to it. So let's add some shadows. So underneath here, you're going to think the light is coming from this side, from this big tall one. So shadow should slightly tilt to the left, okay? So I'm just going to go here. Add some shadows here. Add a little shadow here. You see how I'm just kind of curving on the side so it looks like it's hitting this way. And I'm going to color in right there. Alright, so there is my cacti. And now I want to make the pot that it's sitting in. So from the left side of your little aloe point here, I want you to just make a big C curving around to the other side and park it on the other cactus, the tall one. We're going to make a line going in like this so it looks like the lid, the lip of the bowl or the pot. Now I'm going to make a diagonal line going in and another diagonal line going in from the outside of that circular shape. I'm going to curve it around to connect it. Alright, now I'm going to add the table it's sitting on. So right like a little bit after where the bowl starts, I want you to make a line. I'm going to travel across and I want it to be on the safe side. So there we have it. Alright, and now I want to add some little pebbles. And there we have our drawing. So the next thing we need to do is you notice there's line patterns here. This is where you can have fun. You can do all different kinds of designs, whatever you like. This time I'm going to do some swirly lines up in the top going in different directions. Swirly, swirly. I'm going to make a line. You should really like draw a line between each one because it kind of breaks it up. I'm just going to do some straight lines, and I'm going to color every other one a different color, so it's like a color pattern in there. Close it off. You can do what I'm doing, or you can do your own thing. Alright, and now I'm just going to do some zigzags. I'm going to connect it by the line again. And maybe I just do some circles down here. And now I have my pattern. So now here comes the fun part, coloring. So for coloring, all right, I have my watercolor here, but I also have markers. I also have crayons. So whatever you have at home is what you're gonna wanna use, okay? So for markers, I have this. This is what I do. So I have this really cool tealy green marker. It's actually a dry erase marker, but it works. And I'm gonna outline just the outside of my cactus. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I did it on this one last time, so I'm going to do it on this one this time. I'm just going to make it a little different. Alright, so as you can see, I'm just going on the outside of this cactus. Just outlining it with a marker. Close it off a little bit up there, down the bottom. And then I'm going to take my crayon, and I'm going to color the inside. So there's one way we can jazz this up. And plus, I also like to always use like 2 colors of crayon. I like to blend a lot with my crayons, so it just gives it a little bit more of a vibrant look. And the way I'm going to do that is by simply just coloring this over with my green, and then I'm going to go over it again with the yellow. And see, it just kind of blends it in, makes it pop a little bit more. Okay, and you want each cactus to have a different distinct color to it, right? So the next one, I don't want it to be the same as this. So maybe instead I take, where's that other marker I had? There it is. So I have this other light green marker, and I could do with that. If you don't have markers and you just have crayons, you could just simply like outline this with the green and then color it in with the yellow. Okay. Alright, give it a good hard color. That way it stands out a little differently than the other one, right? There you go. Alright. So, and then this little top thing should either be pink or purple, really, or red. I'm going to go with purple this time. There we go. Okay. Now this one I'm going to outline in blue. So you could take a blue marker or a green, whatever. I have this lighter green too that I'll show you on the last one. So even if you just have markers, I'll show you how to do it with just markers. Okay, so there's that. And then I can go in there with the green and I just color it in with green. Add a little bit blue blended in there. So that one's going to be the darker one. Alright, and as you can see, I did that with brown here on this one. Alright, so my last one, if I just have markers, I could just simply outline this whole thing with green. Alright. And I'm going to take yellow. I'm just going to color it in like this, so it makes it like kind of stand out differently. Okay. And as you can see, the rocks should be like a black, and then the patterns you can do anything with, really, right? And the background I did brown, but you could pick anything you like. And then this background I just did with watercolor. So I just took my brush, I dipped it in some random colors and just filled it up and just started washing out the background. And like I said, if you don't have that, then you could do something like this. I colored this with crayon, then went over it with marker. You could just do crayon, you could just do marker, you could do whatever you like. But as you can see, there's different ways to do this with whatever supplies you have at home. All right, guys, see you later.